Here, did you got it?
I was waiting for you. Sorry.
Oh, really? No, I can do it. Sorry, man. I was over on Alien Worlds, just launched missions this morning, so I'm going over there testing that stuff out.
Nice.
I do have to say, if you have any Trillium laying around, the amount of money you'll make on BlueDAC is about 600 million times more than what you'll make doing missions on Binance Smart Chain. But definitely do those missions because they are very fun.
I'm in the Trillium pool for on BlueDAC.
Get it.
I know you might. I was in there really early, and then I think the day that you went in, my percentage went.
Yeah, again, it's a lot better. You don't need to mine. You just get the blue token, and you can trade it for more Trillium, and you can build up.
Oh, it's like handy. A legit tune. Oh, this is fun. All right, you guys ready for this right now?
Oh yeah, super ready.
Let's go.
Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time. Hissing with us, hissing with us. Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time. Hissing with us, hissing with us. Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Done. Nailed it. What's going on?
It's crazy. It's crazy. I think we're all basically high on adrenaline right now around these parts.
And confirm.
How are you doing, Sammy? It's been busy. Things have been kind of, kicking off in the crypto space. I mean, I know you guys are busy with a lot of your own projects, but I have been busy head down for the last few months. But I popped my head up today, and there was crazy shit in the crypto space buzzing around, and I don't know, what's your feeling on sentiment? What's going on, Sammy? What do you think? What's big? What's hot? What's not?
I mean, Wax is just blowing up. It's insane. I thought it was at $8 million in sales on Atomic Copy yesterday.
Was it really?
It's amazing.
It was 6 the day before. Okay, yeah. So in your opinion, what is it? Just those fucking farming things that are driving all that?
I think it's my friend reckons that it's money coming in from Ethereum because of those games, and then that they're finding that there's more and more. So there's definitely some growth there. But we are in a really exciting time on Wax. Everything at the moment. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is.
Baby.
It's going
Well, and there's crazy stuff that's releasing on Wax too, right? And I even the Wax the Wax Twitter is starting to hype up projects again, and it's been a long time since we've seen that. The Power Rangers is coming out, weird. I'm sorry, but weird shit, Miss Teen, not Miss Teen, Miss America, pageant, NFTs are coming out, this universe pageant things. It's just really interesting. Everybody's just piling in to release these collectibles. Garbage Pail Kids is back, or Tops is back, or something I was reading. They left and now they're back. It's just nuts. It's don't quote me on any of that stuff. I can't keep up because I really have no idea what's going on beyond our little space, and our little space is pretty big, but there's just new drops coming all the time, right? It's nuts.
It's a brave new world of Wax. We used to complain that there's not really any projects around, nothing new. Now it's just insane.
Yeah, you remember when it was Alien Worlds in our planet? We were like, "Oh, this is so amazing!"
Yeah, and now there's just so much.
I can't even Yeah, are you in either one of those? Because we're talking to. I'm talking to Farmer Tales, not today, but tomorrow afternoon. And they're going to be coming in with Taco, because Farmer Tales went from I don't know really how long they've been going, but Taco started talking about them. That's how I saw them. But their SEST token went bananas on Alcor. It's up in the top 7 or 8 now, if not higher. And it just seems like it's on the same trajectory as the 1,600 Farmers World tokens.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like the attacker guy, he owns a real farm, right? And like it used to be, the projects used to be that you would collect NFTs and redeem them for honey and things. I mean, NFT Gamer TV, a guy called Josh, like he showed me, like he actually got a huge bottle of honey he got from them, and then they've gone beyond that and gone into a game, and it's just absolutely gone crazy. Anything to do with the farming, I don't know, people see big dollar signs or something. Everything's doing amazing. So that'd be an interesting interview to see what his reaction is to that huge.
I mean, imagine if real farmers got paid that much money. That would be a crazy one.
They must think, why bother?
Jimmy.
Why bother feeding
coupons?
Why bother feeding all these people stocking the grocery stores or supermarkets? Just digital farming is where it's at. People pay you $1,000 for a digital chicken egg.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not going to argue that it's ridiculous because it clearly is, but it's also fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So I mean, I somebody was asking me like who the top 10, because on November 11th we're going to announce the next 10 pairs that we're going to have promo pairs, like the 5 million over 30 days in blue that's going to go out for Blue Deck. And somebody told SEST about it, and I think like they're among the liquidity depth of some of the pairs we have listed already. Like they were just, cool, hold my beer, and like just smashed it. It was ridiculous. And I know somebody was mentioning Boost actually too from Nova Rally, because we've got snake oil we listed just because like I'm not launching shit without having at least one Sammy Snake token on there. But I think Boost has a good shot of getting in there as well. And again, like the way we're tracking it, whichever pools have the most blue locked in the liquidity pool that we don't already have listed are going to get listed next month and be the biggest pools on there, because they're going to be 5 million. All the rest of them are going to drop down to our long-term rates or whatever. So it's going to be interesting.
All right, well, I'll maybe share that out with the community then and see if they want Boost listed, then get that blue, contribute to the pool.
Yep.
And because I know there's a lot of people in my community that were like telling me, oh, I've got this much oil in, I've just got much olive in. And I went the other way. I actually looked at the Trillium because I was excited for Alien Worlds coming back a bit. So I put a lot of my Trillium and the returns that I'm getting daily is really, really, really good. Like it surprised me. I'm not a liquidity pool guy. So I actually want to thank you guys, because like what you did there was like I think it is an in for more people. It does get more people involved in it. And
I actually if anybody wants, like, and the team behind this, they're just really cool, really fun people. Eggchainproject.com on Binance Smart Chain. That's how I kind of got into DeFi. It's so ridiculous, right? You get, egg their token and BNB on Binance Smart Chain, obviously. You get into that pool and it earns you egg over time, right? So you're just earning more tokens. So that's like layer one, kind of what everyone sees on Blue Deck or whatever, right? But then you stake egg and you get a color, and then you get another color, and then you mix those colors. These are all just cryptocurrency tokens, right? And it just creates pools and pools and pools. I call them meta pools just because it's kind of fun, but it really is about education, right? And figuring out like this new tool that we have going on right now. And that the only missing piece that I really saw was at scale, having, somewhere where people could go in and be really truly incentivized to hold LP for long periods of time, right? Because like if you're just getting the little 0.3% transaction cost, it's nowhere near enough, right? If any one of the tokens moons or whatever, like you get into the impermanent loss, which is super scary for some people or whatever. But when you're making, 100% every 15 days, it kind of doesn't matter. And for the record, like people are whaling into the pools right now. People will be making more money this month than ever again on Blue Deck. It's not going to stay this way, right? Like they are pools. They're sending out an exact amount every single day. And so the more people that get in, it's going to get less and less and less. It's still going to be amazing. 6 months from now, it's still going to be really, really, really good. But if you know anybody that has any tokens laying around, not having them in Blue Deck is a fucking mistake.
Yeah, I gave it a try. I had one of my friends walk me through it because he had all the Void token lying around. and was getting good returns. And then some other people as well were saying, like, honestly, you need to get into this. And then I was like, all right, okay. I don't understand it. And then I was like, right, I'll go with Trillium. I've got some Trillium laying around.
Yeah.
Put it in. The next day I went and claimed, and I was like, wait, I mean, how much Trillium? I was like, how is this even possible? But I understand, like, there is impermanent loss. I understand that as more people get in, it goes down. But I was just thinking, for the thing is that this makes me way more than I would if I mined the entire day in the alien world.
Probably between 1,000 and 10,000 times more. Like, it's that different, right? And so, like, they just launched mines on Binance Smart Chain, and I love Lisa Chandler and the entire Alien Worlds team to death. They're amazing. So make sure you send some Trillium over there and play around with that, 'cause it's going to be a lot of fun. However, right, people with Trillium just laying around will never make more on Blue Deck than right now. Like, and it's absurd. Like, it really, because again, it's just like the pools are all new. We set it up to do exactly this, right? It's going to cause a massive explosion of, wait a minute, we need people in there, which is the whole point at the end of the day, right? Like, when things start to like level off a little bit, probably like 6-7 months from now, unless things go really, really crazy, right? The point is the snake oil blue pair will be one of the deepest pairs on Wax, right? And so, like, institutional level players will be able to come in and move in and out of those tokens without destroying the price, which was kind of the whole idea.
Certainly, it's definitely captured my interest, because usually I tend to say, like, stay away from stuff like that I don't feel like I truly understand. But this is literally, it's been one of my first, like, proper forays into it, and I do enjoy going in and looking what I'm getting every day. So as someone that's not really dabbled in this area, I think that's kind of what you want as well, because once you get the process down, then you start to understand, it's actually it's really fast to do.
So, Corey, there's a question maybe you can address here.
Yes, I saw that one, so I'll just read it out. So I find 3 days way too long to unlock my LP tokens on Blue Deck. In lots of games, you need more flexibility. Any chance to reduce that to 24 hours, maybe? Absolutely not. The amount that people were already starting to try to game the system the way that we had it before, it's going to be 3 days, and in all likelihood, I'm going to start launching pools where you can choose to go 7 days or 30 days. But I think that unless we learn some stuff that is way more than what we know now, 3 days will be the absolute minimum. And again, you can always not make the money there if you want to, right? Well, that's entirely up to you.
And 3 days for EOSIO is pretty standard.
Right. One more thing, like we're incentivizing long-term behavior, not short-term flipping back and forth, right? That's kind of like, that's part of the ecosystem that we're designing very specifically. So I get it. Like, a lot of people want a faster experience. Go build it.
I'm impressed with it. I'll definitely encourage people to see what we can do with Boost.
Yeah.
Some people are not using their Boost anyway, so if you don't want to use your Boost, might as well put it in the pool, get involved with it. So I think top 10, I don't think that would be too difficult, to be honest. But so we'll see. But maybe that's a challenge. I think a lot of other projects want to maybe get involved with it, but
there's about 23 trying right now.
So we'll see if we can get the Boost.
I believe, like, you guys, this is the thing. Any project with community power is going to jump to the top of the list, in my opinion.
So we'll give it a try and see how it goes. I've got some Nova Rally, like, user interface updates I've just dropped today. Is it okay if I share them?
Please.
Yeah, go for it.
People through that maybe they're not familiar with Nova Rally in a bit. We're going through, like, some improvement processes in terms of, like, the trying to make the game economy, like, feel better to newer players and stuff. So, but in the meantime, we've got some nice UI changes that people have been asking for a while. So can you see my screen, right?
Hold on. Yep.
So we have added favorites to Nova Rally now. So what you can do is you can, so if I've got teams that race in different leagues now, so what I can do is I can find my intermediate card. Intermediate's the second league. So I want to get all my my characters in the intermediate league. Just loading all the images in. So this is my then intermediate league team. So I've got this car intermediate league, I've got Sammy Snake, and I've got Dilly in intermediate league. And that way I can set it up so I can pick them, right? And then send them into the race. So it knows. So I can enter into my race. Bing, bang, bosh. Right. Then, let's say I want a rookie team, because in Nova Rally, you've got teams in different leagues. So you're trying to get into intermediate leagues the second. So I need my best rookie guys. So I'm going to get this guy, and I'm going to get Ooze. And that way, I'm right, okay, fantastic. So I can pick this team now and also enter them into a race. So it's a big improvement for people that are trying to get promoted through the systems. We've also added, if you are just wanting to get your races done quick as well, and you don't care, then you can just select your league and it will just randomly pick assets in that league and it will just fire them in. Cool. What you can also do is this concept of auto pick, where you can change the settings. So either have your highest rarity assets. So if I auto pick, it will get the highest available assets and put them in. So these is a classic Otis, Carlton, Daniels, and Devon. Or I can pick the assets with the most wins if I'm trying to go for a promotion. So right now it's worked out that George Square and this Dilly are, out of all the available characters I've got that are not in races, that they're able to, they're the ones that you want. So it makes things a lot better for the users. So what I want to do is just show you. So that race that I just entered there, I came 5th, unfortunately. I didn't win anything. But we are changing to a system in a couple of weeks' time in which if you come 5th, you're going to get a new token reward called Charm. And Charm is meant to be a deflationary token. So it's not constantly increasing over time. There's a pool and we allocate Charm based on people winning. So even if you come last, you get something, because that was a big criticism about the game, is that so eventually we're moving, this is a bit more ambitious, but we're moving towards animated races. But I appreciate that it takes time to get there. So in the meantime, we have this racing system, which you enter it. It has this secret algorithm. It calculates the results of the race. And some people, they like that because it's quick. But I think in the meantime, while we work towards that season to improve, having a system in which you're always feeling like you're earning is really good. Plus, still my favorite thing at the moment is the Death Rally, which we've got. And people are winning hundreds of dollars every day in the Death Rally. I actually managed to come 2nd in the Death Rally the other day, and I won a driver's manual. And they go between $400 and $600 on Atomic Hub because they help you promote without needing all of the expensive assets. Yeah. So it's all come together now, and it's an amazing where we're at now compared to where we were before. But it's all based on user feedback. I just released some. I'll show some other things. Just 1 second, I need to get them up. But it's all based on user feedback. And I released a load of big changes the other day, right, in a big document. Yeah. And it was too much at once without consulting the community. And then everyone was really kind of passionate and annoyed. And I was like, oh, damn it, I've done something wrong here. And now what I've realized is that when you've got that passionate people, you need to be constantly talking to them. And a lot of them have great ideas. So I've definitely learned from that, and that people are constantly feeding in new ideas. And we're going to do a lot more presenting to users. What would you feel about this if we take the game in this direction? So I'm really, really, really happy with how things are going. Plus, I've got another sneak peek for people if they're interested. Something a little bit exciting. So bear with me 1 second. Need to get that going. Where is it?
So while you do this, I can address this. because I think this brings up an important point, and I like what you're saying, actually, Sammy Snake. So on the back of that, one of the things that we've been thinking about doing with the Uplift in particular is to like we've got a really long dev schedule with Uplift, and like our priorities are getting more people in the world and getting it to be a little bit more stabilized, which now we're kind of shut down for the next couple of days because we're trying to get people and we're trying to get it on AWS. So hopefully that's going to speed things along. And we do realize that people have comments and things that they want to see changed, but actually if you step outside the crypto space, you will see that we are always changing and updating and upgrading. So sometimes it might seem like it takes a long time for us to do this, but we do have a priority list. And sometimes even I get annoyed that like things aren't getting done, and even Corey gets annoyed that things aren't getting done, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not only you guys, right?
It's super frustrating, frankly. Like we just launched shops. We're gonna change the entire ecosystem in the Uplift. Like fucking pay attention, right? Am I doing lots of stuff all over the place? You're damn right. Now here's one thing you need to understand about Blue Duck. Blue Duck was specifically designed at first to help Uplift and Yoshi because we have tokens, right? And instead of just having them apply to those tokens, we applied them to the entire ecosystem because that's better for everyone, right? And so like just expand your vision a little bit. We've got a team of 25 people at the Uplift working right now all the time. Everyone's tired, right? So that's going as fast as we can go make that go when we're not hiring other people. And somebody else had a question about memberships, like why are we having memberships? Because it's not very exclusive. Go look at Bored Apes, right? Two things about the memberships. You're going to need that to earn blue, right? And they're $30 right now. I legitimately should have started them at 100 or 1,000, and they would still be well worth it. But 4 years from now, they're all going to be worth that, and the people that are holding them now are going to make that money, which is great. I think that's better, right? But on the flip side, you need a membership to create the community tools that are coming. Anyone's going to be able to make a pool, incentivize it, time it, and fund it with whatever token they wanted to do. Nova Rally, for example, could do that if they felt like it, right? So you'll need a membership to make that pool, but you will not need a membership for all of your people to come in and whale into that pool, right? So the blue stuff is gated behind a membership. Creating pools is gated behind that membership. But every single project is going to come in and be able to stake their own NFTs and reward them with whatever token or NFTs they want. Stake whatever token and reward with whatever token they want. And the entire ecosystem is going to be able to benefit from that without needing a membership at all. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, well, and there's one more part I'd like to add to that as well. Like, I mean, most of the people who are working on the Uplift are working on the Uplift full time. They're not working on Yoshi drops. They're not working on Blue Dap, right? Like, I mean, Corey's involved in both, like, because he's founder and co-founder of them. But like, I'm involved with Yoshi drops a little bit, but mostly I'm working on this channel and I'm working on Uplift, right? Like, so we have like four distinct teams that are working across all of our projects, and very rarely do those people overlap, right? And so just keep that in mind. It might seem like we're spacing ourselves out over too many areas, but if you actually knew who was on the inside and working on those teams, those people are dedicated to the teams that they're focusing on. They're not dedicated to like going across the space for the most part. There's a few people, but the majority of people are dedicated to one team, and that's just something that people might not know, that I just wanted to point out as well.
Yeah, makes sense. Anyway, sorry, Sammy. Just wanted to get those.
I just wanted to add to your point because I like some of the frustrations that people express. Uplift also apply to people saying for Nova Rally. And what I would say to these people is that laying the foundations is boring and it takes time. But if you want to build something that lasts, we work on a 5-year plan. A 5-year plan, right? So if you want to ask, are these projects going to be around when everything else has come and gone and rug pulled or whatever, or gone down the pan, then most likely these are the projects that are going to stick around. So I know that it's frustrating and you see another project go to the moon and sometimes that's luck. Sometimes you don't know what it is, but like doing it properly is boring and it takes time. And that's what you do. And you've got all these people working all day long. They work very hard, but they're building the foundations for the future so that you've got. It's the same thing. Like I do transformations for massive companies for work, and it's the same thing. We're actually doing a year at that company preparing them for another 3-year transformation. They understand it at that level. So we take the same thing here. You can't rush it. Like, so people are frustrated with the progress. And I do understand that because of the crypto space is weird and wonderful and things go to the moon and back. But at the end of the day, we're running businesses. We're running a business, right?
Yeah.
And,
yep.
And there's people in the business, and they go, "Oh, why is the development not? Oh, you not got that out this week?" And I was like, "Whoa, how is I supposed to know that the developer's family is going to get ill and they need to go and treat them? Right? They're real people. They're not just little robots. Like they've got real lives, and the number of times that it happens."
Yeah, I seriously I hope more people look at what we do and try to build something better. I mean this very literally, right? And some of you, very few of you, will succeed. And that's great for the whole ecosystem, right? That's really, really good. Most of you will find out that this is a lot harder than it looks. And I can't be more proud of everything that you've done, Sammy, because like it's absolutely ridiculous. So to that point, Coleman from Alien Worlds fame on the show an hour ago, Sammy Snake, talk about your smart contract hell and how it was needed to form the basis of a strong game.
Smart contract hell. The only thing I can think of is when I did with the snaking is I changed how the snaking was going to work on from a pure system to a pool system 2 weeks before it was meant to go live, which was just ridiculous. So like that was one of my biggest mistakes and delayed the snaking by a long time because we thought we could still do it within 2 weeks and then we couldn't. So that was, I guess, you have to do a lot of designing up front. I've made some mistakes as well. I've made some mistakes with Olive Land. Like we designed this smart contract system that was purely based around mutable attributes. And guess what? Reading 187,000 mutable attributes and interacting with them individually is a CPU nightmare. So it was bad design. So I've had to refactor that into a new smart contract. You do make mistakes all the time. The difference is I am honest and always public about my mistakes and what I'm doing. Other projects, you might not see that. So that's kind of the advantage you get. Like as a fan, you get to really be involved in like, even on the worst day, Corey goes and Jimmy goes and talks to people on the Telegram streams. Doesn't matter what happens. Like other people, when things are going wrong, you don't hear from them, right? So, and it's very tough. It's very tough emotionally when, if you've had a shit day with the project and then you go on and loads of people are complaining in the chat. Like it literally, I'm honest about it. Sometimes I honestly feel like close to crying on stream, right? It's that tough mentally, but I do it because I love the community. I see when Corey talks about Blue Dot, I see the same thing in his eye. He's passionate about it. That's why I love you, man.
Jimmy, how am I off air?
Yeah, right. Right? Yeah, it's completely different. And like that's the thing. If you see me interacting with people in Telegram or in Discord, it's probably because shit hit the fan and somebody else has to deal with it. Otherwise, I'm just like being la 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 la. But yeah, anyway, it's hard to it's hard to deal with the FUD. And like way earlier on in the stream, I was thinking about it, and like there's some powerhouses in Wax, and like we're starting to see these kind of like groups of projects that form that are building up this reputation, and definitely you guys are one of them, right? Like you're involved in 2 or 3 or 4 different projects, and they're all different, and they're all doing amazing, wonderful things. They're not just carbon copies of another avatar project, right? Like we're doing the same thing. Our friends over at Crypto Rider, right? They're doing the same thing. They're like, there's tons of people like that we're involved with, that we're friends with, that I could shout out. It would be like an award ceremony that are doing amazing things in the Wax ecosystem. And I'm excited to see that, right? I'm excited to see where all these projects go and how they all kind of interoperate with one another as projects, and where their NFTs lie. And what was it, the contest that they did last week? There's so many projects now that I can't remember, but there was that voting for like which ones would be stakeable. And we what's it called? Warstaken, right? Like all of these projects that are collaborating and working together and like promoting other projects, other different kinds of games. It's a real new, interesting kind of like competition, collaborative effort that's just driving the whole space forward. And it's just absolutely amazing, right? Like people complain about Atomic Hub, but where would Nifty Blocks be without Atomic, right? And they've admitted that, right? They've said that, like, it's going to get to a point where all of these places are driving each other forward. And that's what you need in an ecosystem to throw it out there, right? Like we need that positivity. We need that, the community who cares, the community who isn't afraid to ask questions, but they're not dicks about it either, right? Like they're coming in and they're genuinely wanting the people, the projects that they're invested in to succeed. And I think that's something that's really special about, especially the wax community, in my personal opinion, anyway. So.
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting time. I finally found it, so I can share that. So, 1 second. So, this is very, very early stages again, but this is for the racetrack pieces. So this is what we're getting at with animated races. So people are going to be able to spend their snake oil to buy individual things of the track. So there's a hot dog stand. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
They're like where people will be able to operate the hot dog stand and make charm off of it. Then there's the different. Wait!
Don't run past that. Don't run past that. What? so okay, like, is this okay? This is gonna be a track. That's cool. And then there's a hot dog stand. So when you say like people are gonna be able to operate the hot dog stand, what does that mean? How are they like doing fun shit to earn charm? Which, by the way, the charm token thing sounds really fun. I want to learn more about that.
Yeah. So essentially, like there's going to be 8 main racetracks for season 2, and they're built up of these individual pieces that the players themselves own. We've got fractional ownership for racetrack pieces because they're expensive. Right now, they cost 45 million snake oil, which is
Daniel.
Like 1,500 wax or so, right? So people have to save up a lot of snake oil. But I'm saying that if you want to own 2% of a racetrack piece, you can. If you want to own 2% of a hot dog stand, you can, right? And you can freely trade it. So,
oh man.
And the idea is that I want, like fun stuff like that. So we're going to have the 8 racetracks, and every hour it maybe rotates through a random one. And all of the races for that hour take place on that track. And depending on how many people race, then you're going to get a percentage of that charm back to you. With stuff like the hot dog stand, it could be maybe depending on how many people attend the race. But we also have this really, really new idea in our new Future Vision document where it's basically, do you guys know Formula One?
Vaguely. Very fast cars.
Formula One, you have a racing team who select 2 drivers that compete in a season. So you're able to use this token that you earn from playing the game called Charm and invest in a racing company. And then that racing company, you can use Charm to make decisions to say, which drivers are we going to hire this season? A season is a week long. I live stream all of the races so people can see on the track what's happening. They can go crazy. So it's like a real sporting experience. And at the end of the season, the team that got the most points wins. And then we start all over again. And we're going to do cool stuff where you can... Sorry, I'm just firing information.
No, dude. 2 years from now, in the same way that like Blue Dock and Egg Train Project, and frankly other projects as well, right? There's going to be a lot of DeFi projects on Wax, and I'm excited for all of them to get their fucking asses going right now, like at scale, right? Like it's only going to be good for everybody, right? Like they really will lift everybody's chips up. So anyway, the same way that those things are teaching people about DeFi, what you just said right there, a year from now, there's going to be articles written about Nova Rally. Like I didn't have any clue what a DAO was, but I do now.
Yeah, so it's pretty incredible, the potential of it. I've taken a big inspiration from a game called Blaseball, which is not a blockchain game, but they have 24 teams of virtual baseball teams, and they compete online. And you pick a team at the start, and then you get so invested in it. You watch the things unfold on the website, and it's your imagination. People come up with full lore for all of the players and the teams, and they really support their team. And it's like watching a real sport, but it gets people that aren't interested in sports engaged. And that is a huge inspiration for this game, because I love that game. I love sports, and the idea of having your own racing team where you know what, fire Sammy Snake and Zika. They're not doing the business this season. We'll get in Dilly and Dally, and we'll see how we do. And you can be a part of your own racing team. And I know it's very ambitious, but I like to just tell people exactly what we're building towards, so that they understand why you should stick with us.
The fact that you live streamed all, and then like it's like this thing that you can, you know, engage in with NFTs, almost like a Truman Show type of scenario. Like, it's really interesting. Like, I was asking, can we bet on races? I don't know, but I could totally see like a fantasy rally club springing up at some point, some weird thing like that, right? Like, it could totally. There's a lot of potential in that. I agree. It's pretty nuts, and it's absolutely insane. Maybe ambitious, but like, you know, if you're building something without ambition, seriously, try harder.
Yep, nailed it.
So I'm very excited for the future. The short term is more difficult because you have to make decisions that are unpopular sometimes. Like right now, we're reducing too much snake oil, so we've reduced the amount of snake oil, and that's pissed a lot of people off, right? But it's for a good reason. We're redoing the reward system.
May I?
Yeah.
Thank you. Axie Infinity changes the amount of everything they're doing every single season. It's a multi-billion-dollar game now that is basically taking over all the economics in Southeast Asia because they have the ability to rebalance it. The last thing you want is something that's just going to, I love our planet, don't get me wrong, spam everybody with more and more and more and more and more and more token, which becomes less value, because then you'll be like, Aether went to zero, fuck you, right? Like, that's supply and demand economics. We need to have the levers to pull both sides of that so that we can balance the system on the 10, 15 other variables that are going on behind the scenes. So I'm really excited that you guys are doing that. Like, clip this out. Without the ability for Sammy to be able to do that for Nova Rally would end up dead sooner or later. I guarantee it. Yeah. Like, this is not optional. You have to be able to balance the system. And like, I'll fucking scream about that till like literally my lungs fall out of my freaking chest. Like, it's something we need to be able to do. So I'm sorry you're dealing with that, FUD. Clearly, we've had to deal with some of it myself.
But that's part of the fun. And the only mistake that I made there is that I announced too much without consulting the community. The reason I did that is because the changes that I announced increased the price of snake oil 5-fold because you need so much for racetracks. So I didn't want people like really like abusing the market. So those type of changes, I think, don't need to be held close to the chest. But I've given people a platform to give their feedback, and I'm taking it on board. And as they tell me about the problems and the frustrations, I work towards solving them. But people are frustrated in the meantime. But the thing is like, this is a game, like I said, 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Right. Then we're talking about a 3-week transition period. I mean, come on. Like, sometimes you go on holiday, you don't even play the game, you come back. Like, and that's what I say to people. If you don't like it, snake oil's up quite a bit in price now. Why don't you just sell for a week or two? It's not going to harm you. You're free to trade in your snake oil however you like. If you don't like it, come back when you do.
Rage quit. Sell your snake oil to me, and I'll just take it over to Blue Dack and plop it down there.
And so there's lots of different things you can do with it. But what projects at the moment that are just starting, they're in that honeymoon phase. Yeah. And we had it with Nova. The things went up 18 times, $10 for a pack to $180, 18 times. And then you've got to deal with the reality when you make a game. The easiest way to feel good about yourself is when you just do a sale and everything just keeps going up and up and up. But when you're actually trying to make a game and balance all of these things, you run into problems. And I'm open and honest about how I deal with the problems, and you get to be along that journey. And that to me makes it more satisfying that you were there from the start, 100%. Helping contribute to the game that you love, and eventually it pays off. And that's where I want to go. And if people want to do it, if they're just looking for a quick buck, then, there's loads of project sales on Wax at the moment. Why don't you take some of your Wax?
There's options for sure. You can just go wherever you want and do that stuff.
Well, and what gets me too is like, I don't know, at least most of the people who are developing, who are building in this space are in this space because they're tired of governments just rampantly printing money. But then for some reason they get in, other people get like, people get into this space and they're like, why aren't you printing money? Why aren't you printing money? And it's like, it just like does my head in. Right? So, yeah. Lewis 88. So maybe not today, but I think Corey, I didn't really talk to you about this, but on Friday, I think it's just going to be you and me, or tomorrow, it might just be you and me. And so I think tomorrow maybe we'll do a Blue Dack special.
At 2 p.m. today, Eastern Standard Time, I am doing a new series where, and Sammy actually wanted to book you with this as well. So I want to have 3 different projects that are either listed on Blue Dack or are going to be. And Sammy, you're like both, which is fun. This will be either 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The first one's going to be today, and we're going to have Ken Bozak, Blue himself, and Bull Shipples from Shipple on, and we'll absolutely be doing a walkthrough then. In the meantime, Google Arodie, Arodie, and Blue Dack, and you'll be able to find the complete guide. Like that, we're not even going to write a guide because he did such a good job that we're just going to use that. Or,
well, and it's up in the comments. I think it was dropped. In
well, and my favorite way, here's how to get to this article. You go to bluedack.io and you click the what the fuck is this button. Done. That's my favorite part of the whole site.
I showed it on stream the other night, and I think people do. I was intimidated at first, but once you realize how easy it is, you just take it. And you add liquidity to a pool, you get that token, you stake that token, you're done.
Yep. Hold on. You guys talk about something for a second. I'm gonna show you guys some sock puppets that are literally showing you how to Blue Dack. Please hold.
Nice. Nice. After you do that, we're actually gonna give away 1,000 blue today on the show. So Sammy, if you haven't done that yet, well, you can put it in the private chat and I'll copy it in for you. But put your wax address in there too, because I want you to be eligible for that blue too. So if you put it in the private chat, I'll copy it in for you, and then we'll run the contest a little bit later. I saw that on Twitter. That cracked me up. That was great, by the way. I'm excited if you guys haven't seen this.
Yeah, it's basically my new reason for living.
It's so good.
I taught my my wife's mom, my mother-in-law, how to Blue Dack last night, and I literally showed her this so that she would remember the steps, right? Because she's like very kind of tech averse and not, a lot of this she finds this very, very intimidating, right? So it's just going to take some repetition or whatever. And she literally started repeating this sock thing back to me. So it works.
Yo, Saki, what's up, man? How do you do that new Blue Dack liquidity pool thing again? Oh, it's easy. Repeat after me. Stake, harvest, withdraw, repeat. 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 Yay! Yay!
Oh, this is life now. This is where we
it's
live.
Really good. It's great.
So now you're experts. That's it. That's the whole thing, which is super fun.
Let's do a giveaway.
All right.
Okay, so right now, looks like we've got hashtag backs, and we choose the stream.
Hey, while you're doing that, Jeff, Uplift Shirts, you can actually talk to Blockchain Cards on Telegram or on Twitter. He actually made all these shirts, and we just order them from him. We don't make them ourselves, just because we're busy doing other stuff. And I love the idea that Blockchain Cards makes money doing it. So, and they've got the normal Uplift logo ones and the Alpha Wings one. So hit up Blockchain Cards on Twitter.
Okay, guys,
on Twitter, and I can tag them.
And I'm gonna give you like 2.5 minutes to put your #wax accounts in the comments because there's only 10 here. Like that's
what?
Insane.
Unacceptable.
Right? Like there's 45 of you. Like let's just get them in there. Like seriously.
Yeah, this is the way.
Get them running. So
hey,
Sammy, like
Jimmy,
what's go ahead.
Okay, so I was talking to this guy yesterday about Blue Dack and Uplift, and we got onto the conversation of he actually is expecting a daughter in 4 months, and of course I haven't talked about this on the show, but like my wife and I have been trying for a really long time. We're actually just starting in on the IVF stuff, so we were just kind of commiserating around that and how both of us are hitting way out of our weight class when it comes to wives. We just both really lucked out. So having this conversation, I kind of flipped around like, wait a minute, you're gonna have a kid in 4 months.
Less actually.
Well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about this other person.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
but to your point, this is where I'm headed with this conversation.
Mm.
So when I told him, I was thinking about this, and of course, like I'm harvesting blue left, right, and center because, of course, as usual, I am playing my own game. It's what we do here, right? And so I said, listen, like set your soon-to-be daughter up a wax account, and I'll send you over 10,000 blue. And just set her up with the little Blue Dack mining rig, and maybe she'll be retired when she's 5 years old. So, Jimmy, both of your munchkins, I'd like to donate a membership for each one of your munchkins and 10,000 blue and you'll have to rebalance it. Sorry, I can't do all that work for you. And maybe we should just do them all in one account. No, they should be different, right? They should be different accounts.
Yeah, I have it. I have a blockchain account for my one daughter already, so I'm gonna set up one for my son. But yeah, let's do that. That would be fun.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that you were having a son, dude. Way to drop some bombs on here.
Right?
That's so exciting. So yeah, legit. Let's set them up with Blue Dack rigs, and I just call them mining rigs. They're not actual mining rigs. They're just accounts with all the pool set up, right? Just say that for the hell of it. So yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, and I think everyone, if you're in the blockchain game and your kids don't have an account, set them up with something, right? Like it's the best savings account that they can have, right? And like we talked to I forget, like Luke Stokes, I think like he did it like really early in the Bitcoin days, set up like blockchain accounts for his kids and like set up file addresses for his kids and like this just smart hockey. Like if you're in this game because you believe it's going to change the world, like it's definitely going to change your kids' lives.
Right, where the future's headed, right? So and we don't know exactly where everything is going to go. Obviously, we're at the bleeding edge of everything, right? And who knows what it's going to look like, but it's going to look something like this, right? And so getting in there and having something started just seems like a really good idea. So anyway, I'm gonna send you some blue to help start those things out.
Nice, thank you. Let's send some more blue to one of these lucky 31 people. We're gonna do one for blue, and then actually I'm gonna give a Drop Bears pack away too because their sale's going live on Wax tomorrow. The Drop Bears Diving Club, and they're doing some cool stuff with charity, and we have some packs to give away as well. So. Al Sansoni. All right, Al Sansoni, if you wouldn't mind, just because we want to make sure you're a real person, drop your Wax account again one more time in the comments, and then after the show, we'll send you 1,000 blue. That's for the blue. Let's do it one more time for the Drop Bears pack, Drop Bears Tree Driving Club pack.
Hey, somebody up the thread there asked what happens in Blue Dack after 22 days. We launched 10 different promo pools with 5 million each. The OG pools that started out are going to drop down to more long-term, return rates, and we're going to be launching a bunch of meta pools. Long story short, we have a very, very big plan to expand the dynamics and keep the ball rolling so that all these projects get the benefit of having liquidity that they can all kind of share in. So the things we'll announce probably on the 11th of November exactly what's going to go on after this 22-day period on Blue Dack. So anyway, congrats to the other one.
Yeah. So same with you, Wyatt and Marlo. Please put your Wax accounts in the comments, and we'll send those off to you. Very cool. So Yeah, Sammy, you've been talking about mostly about Nova Rally today. What's going on with some of your other projects? Do you have any updates over there on some of those other ones that you're working on?
Olive Land, people are desperate to dig because of essentially we collected a lot of prizes from other NFT collections, right? To plant in the ground that people can dig up, right? They have since rocketed up in value. So there's now like $28,000 worth of prizes in the Olive Land dig account waiting to be dug up. So making some upgrades to the website to deal with the absolute madness that's going to come trying to dig up those $28,000 in prizes. But in the meantime, the construction in Olive Land, like people always forget that like this thing with the Olive Land smart contract is a small part of it, a side thing, in that you're getting part of a real olive farm being done. So they're doing some updates on the Twitter for Olive Land, and you can see how quickly it's all coming together. It's very, very mind-blowing, in my opinion, that people paying for these NFTs have built this. Like, let me just share on the screen. Chrome tab. I look at this actually building something in real life.
Yeah, this is cool.
This is what your NFTs have paid for.
I get so much feedback about this, Sammy. Like this is kind of world changing a little bit.
Like it blows my mind, and then so that's why I always remind people is that yes, we've been doing some stuff with the smart contracts and improving the website, which does take time. Yes, we do have $28,000 in prizes to give away, but the real reason why we're doing this is making the planet greener, as the tweet says. Like literally, you are part owners of an olive farm, like in Cyprus, and you can go and you can see it for yourself. It's unbelievable. So
yeah, it's like a garden share. Really,
exactly, on a huge scale. Like, and I'm very thankful to all the people that buy, even if you just buy one tree. Like, and the thing is like this is I do this. It does take up a lot of my time, right? Managing the blockchain side of the things, because of Oz is so busy, literally down there every day making sure the construction. But I do it not to make money. I don't care. I do it because to say that we've built it from scratch, an olive farm in Cyprus using NFTs, that is headline worthy. You read that stuff on the news, and one day you're going to read an article about all of this, because it's literally it's groundbreaking. And when you see pictures like this, it remind you of that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. You know, I joke a lot about like certain things, but I do think that there's some serious potential for blockchain to revolutionize, the world in terms of real estate and land rights, fractionalization of all of this types of stuff. Like, I think it's just like, I remember like in 2017, 2018, I was super excited about, some of these projects that were like tracking where products would move out throughout the globe. And like, now I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, I guess that makes sense that I was excited about that, but I'm like way more excited about like fractionalization and giving the ability to have, especially in certain countries, your land like mapped to a blockchain account, even if it's not worth anything, like, so that like if political duress happens, like you still can potentially lay claim to that land, like, or your ancestors can lay claim to that land, like, and then the fact that like this in a sense allows for some sort of profit share, and allows for people to be able to support like environmental initiatives or different variety of things like this. I just think it's all really exciting, and I can't wait. Like, this is kind of the epitome of decentralization in a way, and enabling funding to real world people and real world projects.
Yeah.
What he said.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just like, I'm taking notes seriously because I actually want to get the next couple of days. I'm actually going to be doing these shows about Blue Deck on the weekend too, just because I really want to try and get through. That's why we're doing 3 at a time too, and because I want to introduce everybody to everybody else, right? So it's kind of doing the round table thing that I learned from my buddy Jimmy. It's gonna be pretty good. So anyway, I'm just trying to get those things booked up. And so Sammy, we need you. I kind of want to have you twice because having you come in and talk about Nova Rally and Olive with 2 other projects at the same time, I think it deserves kind of more equal time. So if you're cool with that, we'll just get you on a couple times. There's about 50 projects that are either on or trying to get on, or 50 tokens anyway, trying to get on Blue Deck. So I want to see if I can get through them in 20 days because I'm a crazy person.
Did you see Sammy roll his eyes? Because he hears that in the bars in London, in the pubs in London. He hears that all the time. I kind of want to have you twice there, Sammy.
I mean, who wouldn't come back for seconds on the Sammy Snake? Yeah.
Do they play the song every time you walk into the local pub with the piano sitting in the
yeah. Everywhere I go. I'm obviously a living legend. Yesterday was a historic stream. Do you guys know Grubfish? The Grubfish giveaway game with the little worms. So it's done by a project on Wax called Crittercraft. So it's Grubfish. And it's little worms that move around the screen and a saw comes across and kills them. And then the last one standing wins a prize. And we did $1,000 Grubfish giveaway. So we gave away an NFT worth $1,000 and I commentated. And it was the biggest giveaway that we'd done. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. And again, it was all done with stuff on Wax. The stuff we're doing, it's just such an exciting time with Wax booming at the moment. And the thing is we were this excited when no one cared. And it's just really nice to see. And the thing is some of my stuff has gone up in value and I don't even care. I honestly don't care because I'm just having so much fun on what the Wax. And there's stuff every day. And this, like I said, is remember this time. Remember the communities that you're in, all the things happening on Wax at the moment, because in 10 years' time, you might look back on this and think, wow, those were the glory days. And you've got to take a step back and say, right, my God, how exciting is it? I've gotten into Wax because of COVID, but look what's happened. It's almost like it's my life now. And I absolutely love it. I love all of the people I've met. I've met so many fantastic people that I speak to every day. I love them all. I love all the people who watch my stream. And it's just important. And the fact now that Wax is even doing really well, it's cherry on top of the cake, I guess.
I think we've only seen the start. I have an abiding suspicion that Wax is going to 10x still this year. And do I know that? No, right? Don't write that down and go oh fuck you, it didn't 10x, it's only 9x. Fuck off. But yeah, something's coming. I don't know. I can smell it.
It's not even in the top 100, right? It's not even in the top 100.
No, exactly. It's not the amount of real economic activity that is going on in this blockchain. It should be in the top 10, maybe top 20, but definitely not below the top 100. It's just stupid.
Yeah, I agree. So, and it's tons of stuff going to happen. So actually, you're going to be on, I think, with Sammy 3 times in the next week or so, Corey, because you're also going to join Sammy next Monday at, I think, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, 7 p.m. To talk about our upcoming gratitude land sale on his channel. So that's cool. Definitely like and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be streaming and Corey's going to be streaming almost constantly and not even together for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be a lot. We're going to be here once together, but there's an insane amount of things that are happening in the Wax ecosystem with projects that we're associated with friends projects doing new releases. So if you haven't done it, please like and subscribe to our channel and help us get the word out there. Obviously, you should definitely go and subscribe to the Sammy Snake community over on Twitter, and to the Nova Rally over on Twitter, and to Olive Land over on Twitter, and that will get you all the links that you need to find out more about his projects. We don't have to end now. I just wanted to say that so that we didn't forget. Sammy, is there anything that you want to shout out, or Corey, that you want to shout out before we do wrap this up.
I just there's 50 people here. Sorry, Jimmy, for interrupting.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's 50 people here. I just want everyone to read Ads Cantu's little line down there. And I just want to sit and we're going to have a moment of silence just around this. So $12 to $24 per wax, this bull run, brief moment of silence, get your Zen on. Like, and like, you know what's fucked up? That's not crazy. Sorry, my moment of silence was more like 5 seconds, but I got excited. Like, this is happening on other projects all the time where things aren't even, they're not even as busy, right? So $12 to $24 per wax, like, it sounds crazy to me. That sounds like pure lunacy. But crazier shit happens in blockchain all the time with projects that have less going on. So who knows? And honestly, like, it might just stay here for the rest of the time. I have no idea. But it'd be way cooler if it went to $24.
I mean, well, it's interesting because wax is predominantly a blockchain for NFTs as well. So I'm interested to see how the bull bear market cycles fluctuate, because there's like, you can't really short NFTs at this point, right? Like, you can't move the price. So I think that these NFTs are going to hold their wax value. And when the wax like moves, then that's going to be really interesting. And, like you said, we don't know what's going to happen, but like, some of the gains in some of the other blockchains that have far less traffic, far less activity. What was that number again you opened the show with, Sammy? Like in last week, how much did you say?
$8 million in sales on Atomic Hub yesterday.
That's just Atomic Hub. That doesn't even...
Yeah, and it was like 6 million the day before, right? So like things are getting weird now.
Right.
And it's probably not going to slow down, right? Which is really incredible.
That's nuts. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Like in a year, where are we going to be? I'm still going to be here, probably talking to you guys again, and we're still going to be doing the same thing, not really caring, building, doing awesome stuff. But like, it's crazy. It really is crazy. So yeah. One more shout out from me, actually. At 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be joining Miss Teen Crypto on her channel to talk a little bit of a preemptive on what's happening with our gratitude land sale coming up next week. So definitely tune in there. You won't get all the information. We're going to roll it out slowly over the course of the next week. But definitely jump in and support us and Miss Teen Crypto if you can.
Yeah, I might try and pop in as well. Then I got to get going on stuff. I just wanted to touch on Cone Man, because I think that's a lot of us, right? I had $100 in crypto to my name in the pandemic and was born and managed to survive. Now I live more than okay and can feed my family. Wax changed my life. I couldn't be more thankful for it. Yeah, I mean, this is it, right? Like I was a musician that had no gigs at all, right? And meeting M Blue, and of course I've been in crypto for a few years, so I was volunteering for a lot of projects and met Jimmy and met M Blue, and that's a really, really good way, by the way, to get into the space, is to constantly be volunteering for projects that you believe in with teams that you really, really like. And yeah, I mean, it completely 180'd my entire life. Like it's pretty messed up. And now Jimmy's my best friend, and that's pretty good, frankly. And Sammy Snake song, like that, just I get to come to work and listen to the Sammy Snake song. That's my job. That's ridiculous.
Can we listen one more time before we go?
Maybe. Hold on. Yeah, we totally can.
Yeah, let's play it out. Sammy, do you have anything that you want to add before we jump off the stream?
No, it's just when you see stuff like that, you truly realize that it has more of an impact than just money. It is changing lives.
It's
like
real life.
I have a medical condition where the ground always feels like it's moving. The room can sometimes spin, and honestly, I didn't feel like walking. I didn't feel like talking to anyone for like months. I had 2 mental breakdowns completely from scratch. And starting a community with Alien Worlds, getting involved in Wax, has given me the confidence again to actually live my life. And it's hard not to be thankful for everyone that joins the stream, supports it, and it's more than just a blockchain. Wax is a family, and honestly, I'm just thankful to everyone that tunes in. It's just ridiculous. Like every single day, I'm so excited to get on my computer and turn on Discord and see what's happening, chat to my friends. And I think it's changed all of us. I think honestly, like, and it may sound a bit sappy to say it, but like we don't say it enough. Like, and even on your worst day, I'm so thankful that we have this now because it's changed all of our lives.
Yep.
Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time. Hissing with us, hissing with us. Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time. Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time. Hissing with us, hissing with us. Sammy Snake says in words hissing all the time.